One Take Podcast Nation. Sports, lifestyle, and more.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? We are back in effect. It's the first edition of Shootin Da Breeze with D&B, Brian Lovelace and Brandon Davenport, man. The sports guy in the shy, and B-Dev, man. Jim Shoot, Johnny, man. What's going on, brother?
That's right. You know what, B-Dev, aka Jim Johnny, the man on PlayStation that play all the non-black sports, best black goalie in the Detroit area.
But man, we on here today, man. We on here today, man, just to shoot the breeze, man, and talk some sports and get back into the grind of this One Take Podcast Nation game, man. And the first thing that came to my mind after seeing the headlines today is seeing that the Cleveland Browns, of all people, decides they wants to sit Johnny Manziel over Austin Davis, the third stringer, who essentially came in last game and pitched a decent game, played a decent game at quarterback after Josh McCown went down for the season, apparently. And he played a good game, but all in all, Cleveland still lost thanks to the kick six, as they calling it, bro.
The block six. First of all, I do want to apologize for not starting off by saying what's going on, world. We got to make sure we give a big shout out to our big homies who's watching over. He's our executive producer from up in the sky, my man, none other than Brian Meeks. We lost a key member of One Take Podcast Nation a week and a half ago now. So as always, I will start off every show dedicating my show to him for his approval. So what's going on, world? And when I seen them Cleveland post today, I seen him right before you called me, was it? They said you want to get on here and shoot the breeze. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. How many times this man can come out and actually play decent, and y'all keep finding ways to let him go? I'm just at the point where I think they need to let him and Russell, him and RG3 out of their contracts, man. Get them boys a chance to play somewhere else.
And it's ridiculous, man. And Cleveland is setting stuff up. When are they going to turn into a legit football team, man? They want to babysit players, and that's what they're basically doing. They're telling a grown man who's 20, 21, 22 years old that we want to control you. You can't do the things that you do. But we're gonna keep you. But we want to teach you a lesson. What I mean, as we both grown men and we've all been out here. How does that make you feel? I mean, that's crazy. And on a professional level, somebody basically saying that no, we ain't gonna play you on punishment. Like what?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because once again it goes back to you want to bring up the Greg Hart and Ray Rice thing. The difference, as my boy Chris Coach like said, do you like to read Game of Thrones or do you like to watch the TV show? We seen what Ray Rice did, and we did not see what Greg Harden did. We read what Greg Harden did. As graphic as the read was, it wasn't as graphic as Ray Rice knocking her out on that elevator. So, and the same thing with this. I mean, it's another party animal in the league who we know parties. I mean, Gronk was partying 20 minutes after losing the Super Bowl when it took his game to his career. But the difference is, Gronk wasn't doing it in the fashion of how Johnny does it. Johnny is from a different generation. Johnny's from the youth where they party hard. You know, Johnny pop bottles. Johnny, on the political side of things, Johnny carries himself like a black man. He doesn't carry himself like a suburban, mid-class white kid who grew up with both parents at home, both parents with $40,000 plus jobs. Johnny Manziel, I act like a nigga. So when you get him in that stand, that's what we get. So Johnny's getting punished for not being, I guess, who they want him to be. But Gronk can go out and party hard, body shape, you know what I'm saying? Gronk's jumping on stages and everything. But my man Manziel spoke at a Future concert and popped 10 bottles. He in trouble. I mean, let's go back to when he was in college. He got in trouble because they wanted that he was taking money because he was driving a Benz to school. His mother makes $120,000 a year. There ain't nothing to lease a Benz with that type of money.
Right, exactly, man.
For your son.
Exactly, man. And Cleveland has exuded this type of behavior when it comes to their quarterbacks. and all types of players. It's just a terribly run organization, top to bottom. Ray Farmer don't know what he's doing. They spent the most amount of money in the last 4 years than any other team, and has not gotten the results out of it. On that defense, excuse me. They spent the most money on defensive players than anybody else in the league in the last 4 years, and it hasn't shown anything. They've been bottom half of the league in defense 3 of the last 4 years, and it hasn't shown. It's just a terribly run organization, and then you got a coach that's co-signing with the GM that's trying to babysit a starting quarterback that you drafted in the first round, and you basically essentially babysitting him. Oh, well, Johnny, you got to get your act together if you want to play football for us. And I mean, talent beats. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard, man. That's all I say most of the time. I mean, Johnny's showing it on the field that he's legit. I mean, his stats so far this year out of the games he started in, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, while being sacked 14 times with a little slightly under 60% completion percentage. That's grounds for a starting quarterback, if you ask me.
I mean, especially a young starting quarterback who yet has started more than 6 collectively games in 2 years, who, when asked to come in, has been productive. When asked to come, sorry about that, I'm in the kitchen. When asked to come in, has been productive. Also, on top of the production, he does, and we're going to go to a wrestling term, he puts a butt where? Every 6 inches. People want to see Johnny. Johnny actually brings excitement to the field. You remember when Johnny got drafted, his jersey sales skyrocketed because on draft day, who was seen rocking the Manziel jersey? LeBron James.
Right.
LeBron James has embraced Johnny to the point where he sent his best friend, I can't remember the young man's name right now, to be one of Johnny's advisors to keep Johnny out of trouble. And it worked for the most part second half last year. You know, a lot of people start saying, well, he in the club popping bottles, and he's the same guy who just got out of rehab. Let's rewind back to 1992. It was well known. Lawrence Taylor would do tons of fucking coke before every game. Tons of coke. He still went out there and performed.
Right.
But now, since we got social media and everybody, including us, everybody got a voice. Everybody can just press record on whatever kind of device they got. It makes it worse. And that's what's hurting Johnny right now, because on the field, there's no reason Johnny shouldn't be starting. Austin Davis, I mean, he couldn't even keep his number 2 spot in St. Louis after having a couple of good games in St. Louis last year, because, you know, if you're Sam Bradford back up, you're going to start. So every team Sam Bradford knows, so you should just be comfortable that you're going to start. Sam Bradford can't stay healthy. And Austin Davis couldn't even keep that job. And once again, Cleveland is playing quarterback roulette. Josh McCown was a big sign for them, but he had to stay healthy all year. This is a time where the city is crying for Johnny Manziel, and you let him down because he's being punished for going to the club, having some fun.
Right.
I mean, hey, where's the state punishment for my man, the coach owner? He got caught with, was it $120,000 in cash or $50,000 in cash, 8 grams of coke, and 3 prostitutes? Oh, that motherfucker was having fun that night. He was having real fun. No, he gets a little slap on the wrist. He gets to keep his team. But now we're questioning is Johnny's responsible enough. It is ridiculous, bro.
I mean, it's not like he's gotten into some altercations and doing what he doing. I mean, doing what he doing. He's a kid. I mean, he's 21 years old. We all made mistakes in our 20s, man. We all did. I still do. I'm still in my 20s, man. I still make mistakes. And it's just crazy that this organization that has been terrible hasn't made the playoffs since 2002. Holds such a high standard for a guy they drafted in the first round. The season is lost. Let this kid get out there and show what he can do and have some positivity going into next season. But guys like Ray Farmer, the general manager, and Mike Pettine wants to play babysitter over a quarterback that they drafted very, very high.
Last thing about it, it's like, you know, it bothers me because y'all know with me, it's not reality without fantasy, and it's fantasy football. It bothers me because Cleveland does have some solid fantasy studs. Like, you got some players like Travis Benjamin is a legit wideout too. But you don't know what Travis Benjamin you'll get. You get Travis Benjamin on week 2, Johnny Manziel came in, I mean, he just took the top off the defense and was hitting them deep bomb after deep bomb where on mistake of Travis Benjamin was for like 20-plus points. Or do you get Travis Benjamin that played with McConnell, who just is a possession receiver? A 40-yard catch, 10 yards, possession. Or do you get the Travis Benjamin who played this past week Walton Davis where he actually does see pay dirt, where he actually can take the top off the defense. Same thing with Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson could be an RB2, but he's down to a flex because the quarterback plays so inconsistent, you don't know. But you put the likes of Johnny back there with his mobile ability, and on top of being able to find receivers downfield, that makes them cheat up, and then Duke get a chance to play, and it changes the whole landscape of things. But by us playing quarterback in Cleveland, which is a truly winning team, this is what you keep getting. You get inconsistency from a fantasy standpoint. So I can only understand and feel the frustration of an actual Cleveland Browns fan that you don't know what you're getting out of your own team week in and week out because of the way it's ran up top. They don't even know exactly what direction they want to go. We're going to babysit Johnny Manziel. We're going to let him go. We're going to sign Josh McCown after Johnny McCown had a decent rookie campaign for the games we asked him to start. We're going to bring McCown in. I was going to bring Austin Davis here, but since Johnny goes on to play some games, it's good for us. But no, Johnny get caught drinking liquor. He's of the drinking age. No, we're going to sit him. We're going to make him sit. It's ridiculous.
Right. I mean, with the season loss, these guys need to at least check to see what Johnny got to offer. It's no use to draft a guy that high and you're not going to let him play. You got to throw him in the fire eventually. You can't sit there and try to play his father and be like, oh, well, Johnny, you got to learn your lesson and things like that. Like, that's crazy. You paying this guy an obscene amount of money to ride the pine. Like, and it's been known throughout Cleveland's history. I looked it up. Fun fact really quick. 20 starting quarterbacks since they last made the playoffs. Only one guy has been the starting quarterback longer than 2 years. One.
Wow. Not Tim Cousins. He was gone.
Nope.
Oh, man.
Derek Anderson.
What did Jake go home? Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson was starting quarterback for 3 seasons. The only one since the last time they made the playoffs.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. And, I mean, even with young guys just coming across the wire, Brock Osweiler is going to start for the rest of the season.
You think so? Well, yeah. Because the way America looks at it now, someone comes in and have a decent game, the legend career is over. But you have to understand, and we can say this for another show later on this week, you have to be aware of those. Those are what I like to call the flavor of the week. Because when you get a player like that who comes in and shines off the bat, the defense does not have an opportunity to prepare for them and to know what they do and what they don't do. But we've seen it plenty of times. We've seen it with Nick Foles, with his second year at the Ham, Matt Flynn. When the defense knows your tendencies, some of those guys just go away. I don't want people to sit here and give Brock Osweiler the key to that Broncos team just yet. Because, for one, they simplified things for him and they made things comfortable for him. And the defenses don't know his tendencies yet.
Right. It's
So
always
I
that
give
soft.
him the key to, yeah.
It's always that sophomore slump when they finally got game tape on you. They learning they learning your calls, they learning your tendencies, they learning the way you move, they learning your footwork, they learning your snap counts. That's when they pounce on you. And it takes game changers.
That's what I want to say.
And it takes game changers to adapt from that. Like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, that once your tendencies are out there, you got to learn to adapt to defenses, learn coverages, become a student of the game and become better. And I think through the 2 games we've seen Brock Osweiler, he's been a game manager with a little bit of playmaker in him. Like, he's made a few plays. I mean, I say he's on the same wavelength of those 2 years that Mark Sanchez had. He was a game manager. Well, the 2 years Mark Sanchez had it as the Jets, his rookie year and his sophomore year. He was a game manager and made key plays where it counted. So that's where I see him at right now.